Hello, movie lovers. Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I'd like to review for you a limited series I just watched called The Staircase. This one was provided to me for review by Warner Brothers. If you do get a chance to check this one out, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this one down in the comment section below. Be sure to also include more information, click the links for this one down in the description. So this is kind of a true crime documentary about this man who claims to have come inside after 20-30 minutes. His wife had gone in. He comes in, finds her at the bottom of the stairs, and she's real banged up and bloody. And next thing he knows, she has passed. Now, the show focuses on the investigation and the eventual prosecution. And this is based on a true story. So very quickly, the police think something is off, something is wrong. It doesn't seem like she fell down the stairs. It seems like she was murdered. And they really zero in on the husband right away. And they start to investigate him and his life. And early on, he believes he's being set up by the police because he's like a journalist and he's written some exposés or exposures or just something going against the local government or the local police. And he feels like maybe they've set him up. And I wasn't sure if he thinks they killed her or maybe somebody else killed her and they're just pinning it on him. And that's kind of his early theory. And then we go through kind of the investigation of the prosecution and the defense and the trial, and then after the trial, and basically up to current day. I believe this was in 2001. I know it was definitely a lot of it in 2001. Now, for me, it jumps around a lot, which I always find annoying. I get like why they like to do it, but I was very much in some parts having trouble really recognizing when these events were taking place, especially at one point. They have two time periods. I want to say they were like 6 years or 10 years apart, and they keep going back and forth. And I at one point they show his son drinking, and the brother is like, kind of scolding him almost. And I'm like, oh, did he go back to drinking? But no, it was just earlier before he had stopped drinking. And then like I just was getting confused on what time period stuff was happening. It's not a huge gripe, but I definitely was getting confused there. Another thing that kind of annoyed me a little bit is they would show theories played out as if they were showing you what happened, and they could have made it a little more obvious. This is a theory. They're kind of showing the events leading up to her death, and then they show her falling down the stairs and in great detail, and then she dies, and then it's like eventually you're like, oh, that was just their theory. Because then they show another theory, and they show 3 or 4 theories, but never really state that this is just a theory. They're presenting it as if it's what happened, and you're like, okay, finally, this is what actually happened, but really, it's still just a theory. And so it's kind of confusing as a person viewing this, because you're like, oh, they just showed us what happened. But it's not. So I would say in a lot of ways it's similar to other series I've seen like this, where they have the trial and everything, and you never really know. Like, I could never be on a jury because it's so impossible to really know unless you have like a video of the murder, or it's impossible to know. And they really try really hard to prove this guy murdered her without really any evidence whatsoever. And watching several things like this, it makes me feel like the prosecution is really just out to pin it on somebody just to do it. Like, they're not out to find the truth, which you would think that's their job. If they can prove that you did it and they believe you did it, then they prosecute you. If they don't have the proof that you did it, then they shouldn't be stretching the truth or trying to make things seem like it was you when they really don't have any clue. And I've seen that in several series, based on true stories. And it's kind of odd to really think about. So great actors in this, great acting, a really enjoyable story for the most part. Like, I really was into the first few episodes. It has 8 episodes, but then once the trial wraps up, there's like 2 or 3 more episodes, and they kind of started to drag. Like, I wasn't super into those. And in the end, it doesn't leave you with a real satisfying ending. Unfortunately, that is the nature of stories like this, where you're never really sure what the truth is. And so it was a bit disappointing in the end, but I think overall it's pretty good. I did enjoy it. I could be wrong, but the quality seemed a little off. They did pack 3 slightly more than 1 hour episodes on each disc, which is more than you typically see. So I'm wondering if possibly the video quality suffered from it. But overall, guys, I did enjoy this one. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos. Check the show's videos. I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, the video is done. Choose another video. Still here? Subscribe, and visit my social media links.